The Aeneid is a poem about living with loss. And here, the Roman poem is different than the Greek poems. In Homer's tragic epic, the Iliad, the great hero Achilles will die young, and that is his tragedy. And yet, he will not grow old. He will not suffer the loss of physical vigor. He will not suffer the myriad of losses that make up a human life. In the Odyssey, the comic epic, Odysseus has to struggle to return home, but then everything is restored to him. His family, his friends, his kingdom, his wealth, his health. We hear unto a sleek old age. But what Aeneas loves most will not be restored to him. Troy has burned to the ground, lost forever. The Roman epic begins with loss. The poem begins with the refugees from Troy, the ones who have survived, taking to their ships and heading to onto the Mediterranean, looking for a new home. But almost immediately they encounter a deadly storm. And so we read about the ships going down, and we read too about shields, planks, precious things of Troy being lost in the water. The precious things are lost. But not all the precious things. From the burning city of Troy, Aeneas is able to save the Penates, that is, these figurines which represent the household gods, the most sacred objects for the Trojans. And Aeneas now will carry them with him, ultimately to his new home, Rome. In Aeneas' sad acceptance that some precious things are lost, and yet his commitment to the preservation of the most important things, the most sacred things, Aeneas provides an image for how to live within the flux of time. The hero's mission is to create something new. For Aeneas, the new city of Rome. And yet, this new thing is not to be cut off completely from the past. That what is most essential from the past will be the hero's mission to bring forward and to pass on. In fact, I think we could call Aeneas a traditionalist, quite literally. The word tradition comes from a Latin word, a Latin verb, traducere, meaning to deliver over, to pass on. Aeneas's role is to pass on what has been given to him, those sacred objects. And there's one image from the poem that captures this absolutely perfectly. When in Rome, one must go to the Galleria Borghese and see one of the most brilliant statues in the history of the world by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, a statue of Aeneas with his father Anchises and his son Ascanius, as Aeneas is saving those very Penates, those household gods. As the city of Troy is burning, Aeneas and his father Anchises are despairing. But they then see a tongue of flame come down and dance harmlessly on the head of Aeneas' young son Ascanius. And they take this as a sign that the gods will preserve them. When we read from the Aeneid, Aeneas' response then, as after he sees that tongue of flame. Then come, dear father, arms around my neck. I'll take you on my shoulders, no great weight. Whatever happens, both will face one danger, find one safety. Ascanius will come with me. Father, carry our hearth gods, our Penates. And so Anchises, the old man, carried by his son Aeneas, is carrying the figurines, the hearth gods, which he will eventually pass on, hand over to his son Aeneas, who then will hand them on to his son Ascanius, who then will hand them on to his descendants, the Roman people. The Aeneid is so concerned with the past because it's so concerned with the future.